Hello, I'd like to start by introducing myself. My name is Natalie Aldridge, and my husband Steve and I have been blessed with three beautiful children, and this summer we'll be celebrating 12 years of marriage. I was born in Ronge, Saskatchewan on June 15th, 1980. My parents are Serge and Christine Theriault. My father is French-Canadian from northern Quebec, and my mother is Woodland Cree from Sucker River, Saskatchewan. My late grandparents on my father's side were farmers, and my grandfather was a World War II veteran. My grandparents on my mother's side lived on the land for most of their lives. I remember my late grandfather, Adam Enenu, as a prospector, trapper, and fishing guide. My late grandmother, Mary Enenu, was a forager, gatherer, filleter, and caregiver. I share this information with you because we were raised to greet people and make kinship connections. It is my hope that as Lac La Ronge Indian band members, we are able to come to the knowledge that we are all related. And this is the reason why it is our responsibility to treat each other with kindness, love, and respect that family deserves. Growing up here in La Ronge, I experienced and witnessed many forms of suffering, from the effects of addiction, violence, poverty, doubt, isolation, prejudice, and rejection. Throughout colonization, trauma has not only been personal, but also systemic and generational. Difficult memories and experiences have the potential to make a person feel alone, anxious, or like they're not good enough. If one chooses to accept the identity of a victim after experience with hardships, they leave themselves open to be overwhelmed with fear, and it leads to feeling powerless. The effects of colonization experienced by Indigenous people does not need to lead to fear or loss of power. I have seen over the years how resilient our First Nations people are, and how pain and loss can strengthen our people. It builds character to stay true to our values and strive for our dreams. It is my dream to be a role model to people everywhere who, like me, have a story to tell. Let's tell a story of victory and resilience, a story where our trauma does not define us, a story where our identity is built on knowledge of who we are and what is our purpose. We are survivors. For generations, we survived harsh climates and times of scarcity, but we are still here. We lived through colonization, discrimination, cultural genocide, the erosion of community and family values, but we are still here. We are still fishing the waters. We are still gathering nourishment and medicines from the land. We are still sharing our stories. We are still speaking our language. Some may say that it is not enough, and they may be right. All of these good things we inherited from our Woodland Cree ancestors have not been embraced by everyone. But I say we as First Nations are enough. We cannot rest until the good things our history has taught us become the reality of our future. I dream of the day we see our children playing together and speaking the language. I dream of the day that our people can recognize the wealth they have is not rooted in how many dollars and cents they can count, but how many people and places they can count on to provide support and strength. I dream of the day when the wisdom of our elders is the foundation of our values, morals, and character. I dream of the day when the people know the truth of our history and the truth of who we are as an Indigenous group of peoples. We are the storytellers, the knowledge keepers, the protectors of the land, the air, and the waters. We have a purpose, and this purpose is to rise above all of the darkness brought by colonization and to step into our rightful place as a nation of influence over this territory and beyond. I ask that you search your heart, and if you believe in the vision I have shared for our people, then I ask you to believe in me as your leader. If you would honor me with your vote as the chief of the Lac La Ronge Indian Band, I promise to confidently serve our First Nation with compassion, reverence, and transparency. Let love rise above and let your vote be counted. Tinigi.